What are the biggest mistakes that I see parents making in divorce court? That's a terrific question. My name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues in Michigan. And today we're going to continue our video series designed to educate and inform the public. So please subscribe to our channel. I think a lot of the biggest mistakes stem from people's understanding of what they think is important. People's misunderstanding of what resonates with the court and what doesn't. Some people think if they badmouth the other spouse or the other parent, that's going to ultimately help them in court. Bad-mouthing your soon-to-be ex in front of the children is not a good thing. Your instincts may tell you that putting him or her down is a good idea. You may think you're currying favor with the kids somehow, but you're not. And if it comes before the court that you are bad-mouthing your ex in front of the kids, you are likely to be adjudged to be a poor influence on the children and not overly good for their well-being. And the court may find, as a result of that, that you're not a good choice for custody. So you got to watch out for that. Another thing is acting out emotionally in front of the judge. That's not a good thing. If you've got an anger management problem evidenced by your conduct in front of the court in the witness chair, the court's not going to like that. And the court is going to see that as disqualifying of your ability to be a parent, a custodial parent who the other side can work with. So if you act out emotionally, I'm not saying that you have to be stoic. I'm not even saying that you can't be emotional about your child, but there's a line. There's an imaginary border, and you cannot cross that. You cannot start screaming and ranting and yelling and come off like a crazy person, because I guarantee you, if you act like a crazy person on the stand, that's how the court's going to evaluate your conduct in terms of the custody. Got to be very careful about that. Another thing you got to do, and this is a huge mistake a lot of people make, they put their personal sense of revenge over the child's best interest. I'll give you a perfect example. You're upset at your ex because they, last week didn't show up on time. So therefore, you refuse to let the child go back to the ex. You're going to withhold the parenting time. But the child's been waiting for months to go to a concert. The ex and him have plans. They want to go to this concert. Your child wants to go to that concert, but you are going to exact revenge. And by exacting revenge, your child's not going to get to go to the concert that he's been waiting 6 months to go. Putting your sense of revenge in front of your ex really shows that all you care about is yourself. And when the court gets the sense that you don't care about the best interest of the child, but you only care about yourself, that's you losing this custody case. So you got to really, really watch for that. Now, remember another thing also. Judges evaluate behavior that they notice. They evaluate conduct. They evaluate the way you talk on the bench, off the bench. They're going to watch this. A lot of people don't realize that the microphones and the cameras are on in the courtroom, even though the judge is off the bench and you're on a break. So if you start acting like a crazy person once the judge is back inside in chambers, you may not realize that everything that you're doing is probably being watched by court staff. And if the judge isn't watching that, the judge's clerk will probably say, Judge, while you were out, she grabbed the kid by the throat and threatened him. And it was all here. And he'll rewatch the tape. And don't think for a minute that won't influence what's going on. So you got to be mindful of the fact that every single thing that you do, behavior-wise, conduct-wise and otherwise, is going to be analyzed by the court. So remember where you are. Remember before whom you stand. This is very, very important, and it's a mistake that people make by forgetting those things. If you have any questions about that, reach out, and we'll be glad to help you.
248-588-3333. 248-588-3333.